I'm telling you, if you bet this 4-team parlay, you will win. That's guaranteed money. I don't know what you're doing, but I got this from a friend of mine, and it's a lock.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
This is going to be so good.
Pulls up three-pointer. Bang! Bang!
All right.
Let's get this show started.
What's up? What's up? This is Get Your Angle Sports, and we're talking about the NFL Week 17 review. A heck of a week that eliminated a lot of teams and showed us what the playoffs are going to look like. It's pretty intense here. What do you think about what we've seen last week? Did anything jump out at you? Are you excited about the playoffs in week 18, or do you think that it's kind of like you're going to pass on week 18 because everything was revealed? What do you think?
Well, I think the main ones, because I think everyone's kind of basically in the playoffs. It's just seeding.
Yeah.
I guess the only one that has something to play for is the Lions and the freaking Vikings.
Yeah. And speaking of that, that's a heck of a game that they're going to have. What is that? Sunday Night Football, right?
Yeah, it's at Lions.
So they're going to have Detroit's going to be hosting one of the biggest games of the regular season. I wonder if they're ready for that. Those fans are going to be going nuts. I just can't imagine that. That's a sellout.
Yeah. I don't think they'll be ready. The Lions.
Well, they're playing in Monday Night Football, and they look like they're not at full strength and still dominating a team like the 49ers,
Yeah, because they got to play on Monday night, so the Vikings get an extra day off, and then they got to travel all the way back to Detroit after this game. It's just, and they're super banged up. They were saying that they got their bye week in week 5, so that's
Wow.
that's like 13 straight games.
That's brutal. They need that bye, the first round bye. I mean,
Really bad.
it's if they don't get that bye, I mean, their Super Bowl pretty much goes away. It's not going to be in their cards. They're going to have a lot healthier team. I don't think Minnesota is going to win the Super Bowl no matter what, but I put a little money on them if they can get the bye. It's probably worth it to put a little bit of money on them right now, considering they could win this game.
Yeah, because basically whoever loses that game probably goes and they play at Tampa.
Wow. Yeah. And that Tampa football team is a little bit scary. I don't know if you are really scared of the Tampa team, but I think they got a lot of promise in them. That team is like ready to upset someone. That's how I feel like they're built. And they almost upset the Lions last year, didn't they?
It was like a close first half.
I thought the whole game was kind of back and forth.
Yeah, a little bit back and forth, but like I think for most of the part they were kind of in control, you know.
Yeah. I can't even remember it. I mean, I just know that I was watching the game and I was like, wow, Baker's going to do it. And I kept the feeling like he was going to do it, but obviously he couldn't pull it off at that. And they went on to lose to the 49ers, which it looks like they're getting revenge on Monday Night Football, huh?
Well, they're up 6 with 10:30 left. They just kicked the field goal.
So they left the back door open. As you know,
so
when you go take a shower, never leave the back door open.
or just in general.
So anyways, Kansas City.
Yeah, the team that's falling apart is the freaking is the Rams, dude.
Oof. Yeah, look at that. Sitting at plus 3,500. So I wanted to look at freaking what the heck? I wanted to look at who's the favorite for. I mean, what are the odds for the Vikings? Would you drop a little coin on that or no?
On the Vikings? Oh,
I
man.
like it. It's
I guess
interesting.
it depends on what the value is.
Right? It
So
looks
let's
like
say
it's plus 750.
plus 750, and it really all depends on this. Where are the Eagles at there? Who do you like more, the Eagles or the Vikings?
Well, how long is Jalen Hurts is only concussion protocol, right?
Yeah, I say they probably give him this week off, and he should be ready by the wild card game.
Who's a better quarterback, Jalen Hurts or Sam Darnold?
I think Darnold's been having a better year, but I think the Eagles teams. I think they have better talent.
They got better talent, but who's got the best receiver in the game? Who's the best receiver?
It's either Jefferson or Chase.
Yeah. Or maybe T. Higgins, huh?
And he had a heck of a game on Saturday. He had 3 touchdowns.
Unbelievable. And do you know how many yards he had? He kind of went off on yards, too. I mean, obviously, he got 3 touchdowns, but...
I think it was close to 200.
Well, what's his name? Burrow always gets his yards, so no doubt about that. That freaking guy is lighting it up.
Yeah, we had like 4 or 5 touchdowns. I don't know how many it was. It was a good amount.
He had 412 with 3 touchdowns. Obviously, all the T. Higgins.
Well, for some reason, I thought he had more yards.
More than T. Higgins. Well, 131 yards and 101 to Jamar Chase. Gosh dang, he's just they're just lighting up that defense. The number 1 defense, as a matter of fact. So are they exposed, or do you think that it's just hard to play the Bengals?
Nah, it's just hard to play the Bengals.
It is the number 1 defense. I don't know if it's the number 1 defense, but they have the most sacks. They might be the number 1 defense.
I know they have a good secondary. They got a good defense in general.
Yeah. I'm just curious if it's the number 1 defense. But if you had to pick who would be the number 1 defense in the league right now, if you were, I'm looking it up, but
I'd say it's either the Broncos or I'd say either the Broncos, the Chiefs, or the Chargers.
Broncos, Chiefs, or Chargers. Yeah, the Chargers are pretty darn good. They've changed that team into a different looking team than it was last year. Playoffs? Are they even in the playoffs right now?
Who?
The Chargers.
The Chargers? Yeah, they have 11 wins, dude.
Great. Unbelievable.
Have,
so Herbert's like thinking all I had to do was less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've already doubled their win total from last year.
Oh man. So let's see. So how would you look up best defense in the league? Would it be points per game or yards per game?
I would factor both of them in it.
Okay, so I guess so. Philadelphia has the least yards per game. So there you go. It's a better defense in Philly. Also, they're right there with points per game. But Minnesota actually is right there with points per game too. So Minnesota and Philly both have very, very good defenses.
Yeah.
So if you had to put your money, who are you going with?
Oh,
to win the Super Bowl. Where is the Super Bowl this year?
I think it's in New Orleans.
Hmm. Man, it's
I'd say
hard.
I'd probably pick the. I like Philly, man. They just got a lot of talent.
I just can't see Philly winning the Super Bowl, man. That whole thing is just jam packed. In the AFC, you got the Chiefs and Buffalo. You know,
They also got the Ravens. It's
I'm
it's
talking
one of
about
those
teams
three.
I'm talking about teams that can win the Super Bowl.
You think the Ravens can win it?
No, they can't win it. Come on, dude. For real. I don't see that team winning the Super Bowl.
Well, I think it's one of those three that's going to come out of the AFC.
Well, of course, there's only so many teams. Let's look at the playoff standing.
And then the NFC, I think that one's more wide open.
Let's see, playoffs. All right. So, yeah, right now you got KC. Obviously, they're going to get the bye. Buffalo is going to play Denver or Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, or the Dolphins.
Whoa!
technically.
That would be so great. That would be so awesome if Dolphins aren't getting in. I mean, they could, but no, I don't see that. Well, Denver's got a cupcake, right?
I believe so.
I think they're playing like.
Well, Denver's playing the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are basically resting everyone.
Oh, okay.
They might play them like a half at most, you know?
Yeah. I mean, because you are going into a bye, you don't want to take 2 weeks off. So
Yeah, maybe you play them. What? You don't play Mahomes, that's for sure. You rest him. You rest all the older dudes,
yeah,
and then everyone else plays like a half, and then you give them the rest of the day off.
so Houston is at the 4 seed, so they're going to host a first round game, and that's going to be most likely against Pittsburgh. Who do you take? Who do you take between those?
I think it's going to be the Chargers.
You think the Chargers move up?
I think they move up. I think Pittsburgh loses to who are they playing? They're playing the Bengals.
I know they got it. I know the Bengals have a tough game. Let me see.
I think Pittsburgh's playing the Bengals,
Let's see.
and then I think the Ravens are playing the Browns because I bet the Saturday game.
Roster. So the Steelers are playing the Bengals. So, wow, that's interesting. That's going to be a fun game. So there's a couple games that are worth watching, and that's one of them.
Yeah, because I think the Steelers, they're falling apart, dude. I think they've lost like 3 straight,
Yeah,
and then if they lose again, that's 4 straight, and then you probably go down and you would play. Who would you play? You would play the you'd play the Ravens in the first round.
oh,
At
that's
Ravens,
brutal.
it's like
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's not cool. Nobody wants to play the Ravens, Buffalo, or Kansas City. It's like a 3-team race. I was high on the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. I really like the way they're playing. Their defense is great, and I like the addition of Russell Wilson. He's got the team playing well. They got the coaching and the system, obviously. So, I don't know. I think it seems like they have it. They have a good thing going. Obviously, they haven't been doing so well recently, but they're a well-built team. What do you think's wrong with them?
They just
They're not old.
Well, Wilson, he's just not consistent anymore. You know,
Yeah.
like he'll have his good games and then he'll have his bad games, and They just can't score enough points, dude.
Well, to be fair, they lost against the Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs.
That's
So
a brutal schedule, man.
yeah, that's a tough one. And they
And then
already
they played what? They played on Christmas, and then they played on Saturday. It's just so
Yeah.
many games in such a like
short
in
amount
like
of time.
11. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. And then you're playing three of the best teams in football. So I don't know what they didn't play well against any of those teams. So
And they're gonna play a hot Bengals team, and they'll probably lose that game. And then hey, first round, play the Ravens again.
yeah, they did beat the Bengals 44-38 in a shootout last time they played. So I don't know if they'll be able to shoot out this time.
Freaking Bengals are regretting losing that opener against the Patriots.
Oof. Man, I would have lost a lot of money if I was in Reno that day. There's no way. There's no way that happens, and it did.
Yeah, and at home.
Ugh. It's just like that Ravens game against the Raiders, right?
Yeah, where it's like, man, if we would have just won that game.
So in that game with the Steelers and the Bengals, Russell Wilson had 400 yards, and none of his receivers had over 100 yards. So he was spreading it around. 44 points, 400 yards. Incredible. Yeah, that's a heck of a stat sheet. But for the NFC, anyone you like in the wild card?
Well, whoever lose, who are either the Vikings or the whole NFC North is kind of tough, dude.
Yeah,
I'd take the Packers. I'd take the Lions. I'd take the Vikings. Whoever loses that game.
Oof, you like the? I mean, you believe in the Vikings, huh?
If they're like the 5 seed, that's not a bad.
Can Philly get the bye?
No, it's whoever wins the Vikings game.
So if they tie with Minnesota, Minnesota gets it.
Yeah.
Oh, because it would be a 3-way tie, right?
Well, 2-way tie.
Well, because if Detroit, oh yeah, someone's going to end up with 15 wins, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Detroit just closed the game. They just scored a touchdown.
The Torch.
Detroit.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the Torch. I was like, who the heck is that?
Yeah, they scored a touchdown with 2:58 left.
Wow. Yeah, that'll be a first-round game. We were talking about that earlier. Tampa Bay, Detroit. Then you got Washington, L.A. Ugh. Ugly. How about Green Bay? Why not take Green Bay against Philly?
Well, they played, remember, week 1 in Brazil, and I think that's the game that remember Jordan Love got hurt.
Yeah. But I think Green Bay could beat anyone. They could beat anyone. I don't know how they're so good.
The only problem with Green Bay is they got the 5 losses, right? They lost twice to the Vikings, twice to the Detroit, and then once to Philly.
Well, that's basically why they're in the position that they are. But
like,
even with all those losses, those aren't bad losses.
Yeah, but you'd like them to at least win one of them. Because they got to beat at least 1 or 2 of those teams to get to the Super Bowl. It's like you're 0-5 against them.
But at least they don't have any of those losses like against the Patriots or something. Or the Jags, like some kind of stupid loss that you're like, how did they lose that game? These are against legit teams, and they were all close. So you're looking at the Philly win, 29-34. Vikings, 29-31. Lions, 14-24. Lions 31-34, and then Sunday's game 25-27. All almost a field goal games. That's you have to feel confident about that, and you will have to go on the road. But obviously, we all saw what Green Bay did to the Cowboys last year, right?
Oh, they freaking embarrassed them and Jerry rolled.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to play Green Bay. I mean, we always look at these teams and say, oh, whoever's higher is the better team. But Green Bay, you got to think, how many of those games that they lost was Jordan Love even playing?
I think they were all of them. Maybe one or two.
Well, the Eagles game he wasn't playing, right?
He played most of the game. He got hurt at the end.
And let's see. So it looks like he played all of the games except for obviously the one he got hurt in. Okay, so forget that take. That's a bad take. Yeah, Jordan Love played 99.9% of those losses. In the games he didn't play, they won. So, I don't know what the takeaway is that. 14-2 for the freaking Minnesota Vikings. This is crazy. What do you think their over-under wins were at the beginning of the season?
I say less than 8, because remember they got rid of Cousins and they drafted McCarthy, remember?
Yeah. Well, of course I know that.
But I think Darnold was only supposed to be there just to help teach them for a little bit, and then it's McCarthy's team. What do you think? You think they resign him, or do you think, because you can't really give the keys to McCarthy, right? After this type of season?
No, absolutely not. I think you got to, because he's young, right? Isn't he what? He's under
27. 30. Yeah, he's 27, 28.
Hey, I don't know. It might be the team or whatever, but that Jets team that he was there was pretty good too. And where else was he? He was in San Francisco.
Remember he was with the Panthers?
Okay, yeah, he was the Panthers. Terrible team. I mean, what do you want him to do with that? Is he good or not? But what do you think the over-under was for the Minnesota Vikings?
7.5.
7.5. That it is. Right on. I would think it'd be lower than that. And what do you think their to win the Super Bowl was at the beginning of the year?
Oh man, plus 5,000.
Plus 8,000.
Jeez.
You know somebody has that.
A couple Viking fans.
Oh yeah. They're playing their minds are just I don't know when's the last time a Minnesota team has a record like this.
Probably when they had Chris Carter and Randy Moss and what's his name? Culpepper?
Of Vikings teams. So the best records of a Viking team was in 1998, like you said, with Randy Moss probably, 15-1.
Is that when they lost to the Falcons or something in the playoff game?
Maybe, I have no idea, but they were 15-1. That had to be a heck of a season. I mean, they're probably expected to go to the Super Bowl. Let's look at the 1998 playoffs.
Well, I don't think they've ever gotten to the Super Bowl. So
yes, they have. They got beat by the Raiders.
The Vikings.
Yeah. And I think they won one with didn't they win one with the purple defense or something like that?
Purple something eaters or something like that. I don't remember what they're called.
Purple people eaters. That defense was notorious or something.
I don't
So
think they've ever got into a Super Bowl.
no, I told you they got beat by the Raiders.
You sure?
I'm 100% sure. I know a little bit about the Raiders. You know what I mean? So let's see. 1998 playoffs. So you got the Denver Broncos, the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC. And so then you got where is this?
Yeah, they lost to the Falcons.
And the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. Is that that's a John Elway one, huh?
Yeah, that's either like the first or second one.
That's probably is that the Dirty Birds? No, the Dirty Birds, didn't they play the 49ers?
No.
You sure?
No, because the Dirty Birds are the Falcons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Didn't the Falcons play the 49ers in the Super? Oh no, they're in the same division. Duh.
Yeah.
Same conference. So Green Bay played San Francisco. San Francisco played Atlanta. And
I think that's the catch game with T.O.
Oh, that's the Green Bay one right here?
Yeah.
So this is when they had, what's his name, Garcia, huh?
No, it's Steve Young, bro.
Is it Steve Young?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Arizona beat Dallas. What the heck? Who's on Arizona?
I don't even know. I can't even tell you what the quarterback would be. Or even like someone on their team.
And they smoked Dallas in Texas Stadium. I mean, this has to be what? Who was the quarterback for Dallas? Well, Steve Young was there. Was this?
It was probably Troy Aikman, right? It probably like his last year.
I can't imagine that was still. Will it tell me their roster? I don't know.
Troy Aikman and Jason Garrett. Jesus.
Wow. Jason Garrett was the backup quarterback. Unbelievable.
Then you got an old man, Emmett Smith, probably.
Daryl Johnston.
Michael
Emmett
Irvin.
Smith is the backup? Oh, man. I was thinking that Emmett Smith might have been on Arizona at this time. Didn't he play in Arizona?
I think he did. It's just like, no, this isn't even Edgerrin James. This is like...
Maybe this is bad. Dave Brown. Jake Plummer. I guess Jake Plummer was the starter, right? Because this doesn't make sense. Mario Bates. Larry Sinners. I remember that guy.
Ronnie Anderson.
Oof. Fred Brock. Frank Sanders.
Simeon Rice.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Well, they went on to face the Minnesota Vikings and got smashed.
They got destroyed.
Yeah, and why is there an asterisk next to Atlanta's win? That's interesting.
I don't know. They clearly won.
Oh, indicates overtime victory.
Oh, so they lost an OT. Jeez.
That sucks. That must have been a heck of a game, man. That's Tito Ortiz. Anyways, so we got Denver, Atlanta in the Super Bowl. John Elway winning. Very interesting. Yeah, I guess that's Randy Moss's second best shot at winning a Super Bowl. He did win a Super Bowl, didn't he?
No, he lost.
Didn't he make it with the Patriots the previous year, or was he with the Patriots only 1 year?
No, I think his first year was that undefeated year.
And then what happened the next year?
Remember Brady tore his ACL?
Oh, man. And who was the quarterback?
I think it was like Matt Castle.
Oof. Matt Castle.
Yeah, because he lost. And then he was on that Niners team that lost to the Ravens.
Oh, wow.
He was like basically at the end.
let me ask you. So, what do you think about what coaches are on the hot seat?
I'd say Pierce is on the hot seat. I would say the Giants. Yeah, the Jacksonville. Someone's getting fired. The Cowboys. I don't know. They've had all the injuries and they've been kind of scrappy.
I think they were tanking. There was a guy who said it at the beginning of the year. He was like, the Cowboys are tanking this year. They are not going to make the playoffs. Dak's not going to play and all this. And I was like, this guy's crazy. I can't see Jerry Jones doing this. And he was right on.
I don't think they're tanking. I think they just kind of ran out of steam, just like the Niners.
I don't know. But when I was listening to that guy before the season even started, he's on the radio. He's like a fantasy sports guy. He was right on, man. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, what do you think about the Titans?
I don't know. Can they fire the coach after 1 year?
I don't know, man. They should have done better than what they did.
Yeah, well, Levis, I thought Levis was a lot better. He's looked terrible.
Yeah, he's worse than what he was last year. Obviously,
yeah.
He came on the scene and looked like he was okay. What do you think about the Patriots? That's a question for Mr. Mack. Gerard Mayo. It's only one season. This is the first season, right?
Yeah, it's his first season, and then I don't think they fire him.
I don't think they can. Yeah,
because they're like they picked them. They literally picked them.
Yeah. So what do you think about how about Cincy?
Cincy? Nah, they won't fire him. I think the owner's too cheap.
Oh, what do you think about Pat McAfee talking about the Colts?
That's kind of a big deal because he's like Mr. Colt guy.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got connections with the team.
It wouldn't be the first Colts special teams person to talk bad about the Colts. Do you remember Vanderjack? What's his name?
Vanderjack.
Yeah, he was the kicker for the Colts when Peyton Manning was there.
You mean Vinatieri?
No, Vanderjack talks. You don't know about the Colts?
About Vanderjack? No.
Oh yeah. He was going off on Peyton Manning and how unacceptable it is. Mike Vanderjack. Yeah, the kicker.
I don't know if you could really talk back to Peyton Manning. He probably got him fired.
He said, I just don't see us getting better. So the Star says, quarterback Peyton Manning must show more emotion. Coach Tony Dungy is too nice. Many of the players lack passion. I'm not a real big Colts fan right now, unfortunately, the Canadian kicker said. I just don't see us getting better. The 10-6 Colts season ended with a 41-0 road loss to the New York Jets. Well, to be fair, that's pretty bad. I don't blame them.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't remember that.
So I'm watching the Niners game. They scored a touchdown, right? The scientist came in because I guess Purdy got hurt.
Okay.
And then the kicker missed the PAT.
Oh, that kicker is done, dude. That kicker is so done.
And then they showed like they pan to like Kyle Shanahan, and it just looks like, oh my God, he looks like he wants to murder him.
That's hilarious. Yeah, what's his name? Debo's gonna go hit him on the head. It's the same kicker, right?
Yes.
Oh man, he's got to go down as one of the worst kickers in NFL history. right?
You just see this face and it's like, oh my god.
Who was do you remember that kicker that played for, I think it was the Minnesota Vikings, where he hit the goalpost 4 times and one was in the playoffs?
Yeah, he missed it against like I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about. And then he missed like a chip shot field goal.
Yes, to win the game. I mean, they do everything to get you in that position, and then you do something stupid like that.
Well, and then I remember when the Bears, when their kicker like missed a bunch of kicks, and then he went like on a talk show and talked about it. It's like, dude, you're the kicker. You should not be going on talk shows talking about your kick. You got to shut up.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I don't know what I would. I'd hide my head in shame if that ever happened to me. But I don't know.
You don't go on like you're a kicker. You'd rather have people not know your name and your face.
Heck no. Yeah. I don't see that. I don't see that happening in nowadays, right? Isn't it kind of changed?
So the game's over. It says first game with 10 plus touchdowns and no punts since 1937.
10 touchdowns and no punts?
Yeah.
Oh, holy smokes! Not to mention a win by Detroit in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, because they won 40-34. They won by 6 points. The kicker missed two field goals and a PAT of 7
Wow.
points.
That's funny. That is hilarious. But yeah, this kicker, he was like all week before the Jets game. I was like, we're gonna handle it. We're gonna win this game. I bet he had money on this game, this particular game, because you lose 41-0 and you got Peyton Manning on your team. I'm sure they had a heck of, his best, probably Marvin Harrison and everyone, right?
They probably had like Reggie Wayne. I would assume so.
I don't know how that happens. And this is probably what Jets team? It's probably Mark Sanchez, right?
No, this said it was like, no, this is like probably in the early 2000s, like early 2000s.
So what year was it? It was,
because it says he's 0-3.
oh my god!
And Tony Dungy's the coach. So this is like
what? So Vanderjack was the highest paid NFL kicker at the time.
At 2000. So yeah, this is a long time ago.
Yeah, I think. And so then they're just like, Mike, go sit down. You're the kicker. I have more emotion probably than anybody. I want to win. I want to win bad. When I miss a field goal, I bang my helmet because I hate being imperfect and I can't tolerate watching 11 guys just walk off the field after you get stuffed and really show that you don't care. That's what's frustrating me. He said, this coach sounds like, the kicker sounds like he's a better coach than, some of these guys. So that's pretty bad. But in his first season with Indy, Dungy transformed the team into a playoff squad. But Vanderjagt felt Dungy was too laid back. He doesn't get excited. He doesn't get too down. And I think that doesn't work either. I think he's not a motivator. So then Peyton Manning came out and he was like, why are we talking about the kicker? The kicker's nobody. He's a great kicker, but he's nobody. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's a lot to say if you're just a kicker, dude. It's like you're a punter. It's like, we need to play better, guys.
Yeah. So it looks like the Vikings have won every game against the Houston Texans. How's that for a random fact?
Yeah. Well, the Texans have only existed for like 22, 23 years.
Yeah,
What team did you say it was?
the Texans and the Vikings.
The Vikings, and they play what every 4 years. So how many times
Yeah.
have they played? Like 5 times.
Well, 6 times, right? Because they won every single game.
Yeah.
So the Vikings won one NFL championship in 1969 before the merger with the AFL. So they do have one NFL championship.
Oh, but it's not a Super Bowl.
It is a Super Bowl. I mean, it's an NFL championship. And they've won 3 games in every season. Wow. What a team. And now they are 14-2 and about to embark upon their best season since 1998. This is interesting. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's go over next week's games, and I'm going to have you pick the games for the viewers so that they can go take their cold, hard-earned money and bet on them. All right?
Yeah, they got to start making money for next year's Christmas.
Yes, we're working on next year's Christmas. Absolutely. I mean, why not? Just so you can lose it later on. But so the game lines. So we got Cleveland at Baltimore. -18 Baltimore. What do you take?
Oh my God, that's so many points. I will say I'm gonna take the 18, man.
Whoa. You're going to take the 18 points with the Browns.
They're eventually gonna play the backups. They have nothing to play. Or no, they do have something to play for. They gotta win. But I could see them doing like a backdoor cover.
Yeah, they got a lot to play for, man. The Ravens,
Yeah, after that they still gotta win the division technically.
Yeah. Now, what about the Bengals at the Steelers? I think I already know the way that you're leaning here, but let's hear what you got to say.
What's the spread? I'm gonna pick the Bengals.
-1.5. Wow. Who would think
That's
a
it?
team outside of the playoffs are the favorite on the road? That's insane. Wow.
Yeah,
How far?
yeah.
That is disrespect. Isn't that a little bit of disrespect to have the Steelers? I mean, they got a great team, a great coaching staff, and everything. I don't think they're going to be ill prepared for this game, right?
Nah, and you need some momentum to go into the playoffs.
Exactly. So, obviously, this is a must win for the Bengals. So they're obviously going to be more hungry. Do you think? So, is there a possibility that Joe Burrow can win the MVP if he shows up this game?
Well, he showed up every game, but
Obviously, not
no,
at the beginning of the year.
But no, I don't think he could win it.
Really? Okay. Well, he is the best quarterback in the league right now, I think. Isn't he?
You could argue, yeah.
I don't see any problem with that. Anyways, New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles -3. Wow. Maybe. I mean, is Pickett playing?
I'm
Pickett's
assuming. I'm assuming Pickett's playing.
Kenny Pickett's playing, and it's -3. I don't know.
Play,
how you take the Eagles.
Do you play Barkley, or do you let him go for the record, or you just bench him and save him for the playoffs?
I don't know if the Giants. I mean, when do you factor in some of these teams that are trying to tank? It doesn't seem like you're really factoring that in. Giants have a great opportunity to get a quarterback.
Yeah, but you think it's like a revenge game for Barkley, or nah?
Ooh. Yeah, because he also has a chance to set the record. Could you imagine if he sets the record
Against the
gosh.
Giants?
That would be phenomenal. How's that for a storyline? I wish it was in New York. If it was in New York, I honestly think that the Giants fans would root for Barkley.
They probably would.
I think so. I think they love Barkley more than they love the Giants right now.
Yeah, because it's not like he asked to leave. They just didn't want to re-sign him.
Yeah, and boy, are they regretting it. But you could say that they also did him a favor, right?
Yeah, he's on a way better team.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. So where are you going this way? Which way are you leaning?
I'm gonna lean
Yeah.
towards the. I'm gonna lean towards the Eagles.
Okay. Are you assuming Barkley's going to play?
I think they rest him.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Oh, man, I'm such a moron. Why didn't you tell me the games were not on the freaking screen?
Oh, because I was doing something right now. They were originally.
You're the worst. Anyways, doesn't matter. I was saying all of it out loud. So, excuse me for that terrible. All right, here we go. So then we got the New Orleans Saints coming into Tampa Bay to play the Bucks, who are playoff bound. 13.5 minus 13.5. What side are you leaning towards on this game?
I'm picking the Bucks. The Bucks, they win and they're in. Saints are a disaster. I think they cover.
Oof, it's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points.
Not 17, that's for sure. So, Chicago Bears. Well, let me ask you real quick. What do you think happens to Carr next year? Is he the quarterback of the Saints?
I think so. I don't think they can get, because when did they got him last year, so he's got 2. I think he has like 1 more year left in him with the Saints.
So what do you think? He's the quarterback of the Saints.
For next year, yes.
Wow, they're gonna go through another year of this experiment, huh? Well, they paid him, but okay. And then so we got the Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers. It's minus 9.5. That seems to me a little low, don't you think?
Yeah, the Bears, they've been terrible. They've been like every game they get down like double digits in like a heartbeat.
And you got a Packers team that's hungry and a Bears team that is, they have the most. Caleb's been sacked more than anyone else in the league, so
they're ready to go to Mexico.
They're ready to go to somewhere warm and relax for the summer, the off season, I guess, right?
Yeah, they can't wait for the season to be over.
Yeah, and you're not going to have some Aaron Rodgers sit down. He's going to play the whole game if he needs to.
Yeah.
Huh. So, do they even get some playoff position if they win?
I think that yes, because I think they still have to go against the them and the what is
They're
it?
tied with the Redskins.
The Redskins, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see what happens later on, but yeah, it's worth it for them to win. So you're taking the minus 9.5?
Yeah.
Given the points. Okay. Buffalo at Patriots. Buffalo on the road, minus 2.5.
So they said that they're gonna play like at most a half.
Okay. Well, in that half, they could put up, at least 30 points or something like that. It's possible. This Patriots team is awful.
Yeah.
I mean, they got destroyed this last week.
All against the Chargers. Yeah.
Yeah, and that wasn't even close.
I'm gonna say they don't. I'm gonna say Bills cover, but I'm nervous.
There's nothing less I want than the Patriots to win and have to hear it from Chang. Holy smokes. Could you imagine that? We'll never hear the end of it. But anyways,
I told you guys.
yeah. Panthers at Falcons. Is this the most irrelevant game so far?
Well, Panthers at Falcons. Falcons still have a shot to making the playoffs if the Bucks lose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they need a Bucks to lose.
Oh, and that's possible.
I don't think so.
The Bucks are wishy-washy. They're only good as scrappy underdogs. But when it's their time to win, I don't trust them.
They're playing against Rattler.
Spencer Rattler, the South Carolina Gamecocks. They're here to thunderous applause and roar of the crowd. South Carolina is playing tomorrow against.
They're playing Illinois.
Yeah, that should be a good game. I think it's a big spread. It's like minus 8 or 9. It's like, wow, no respect, huh?
There's a lot of games tomorrow, actually.
I know. We should probably talk about those ones. Penn State at Boise. Oh man. Oof.
Is that tomorrow or is that on?
That's tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow?
Yes, sir. That's a game, dude. I can't wait for that. And Bama, Michigan, obviously.
Yeah, that's first thing in the morning. But Michigan, they're basically everyone's sitting at the bowl game.
Everyone on Michigan?
Like a lot of their players.
Oh, I would think just everyone on Bama because Michigan's pretty disciplined, but
they're already fine. They're like, we beat Ohio State. We're good.
Oh, I was thinking of betting on Michigan, but you can't tell anymore who's going to be playing or not.
No, it's like hit or miss.
Yeah. So Houston Texans at Titans, -1 Titans. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Holy smoke.
So I'm assuming the Texans will not be playing anybody.
What is going on here? Are they going to put in the Bad News Bears or something? Are they going to just have kids out there?
Yeah, for the Titans to be a pick'em, basically a pick'em. It's like Jesus. Look at the over under. It's 38.5.
I bet you the Titans are like, I don't know why they're saying we're the favorite. We're not winning this game.
Have you seen us play?
They have, yeah. There's a lot of 3-win teams, and a lot of teams need to lose on Sunday. So I don't know who's going to think.
I saw that they asked the coach, "Oh, who's playing?" He's like, "We might play Levis. We might play Rudolph. Both guys are going to get snaps on Sunday."
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. Why don't you put in the third string just to see if he's any good, you know?
Yeah.
This is a preseason game right here.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So who you take?
Oh, jeez. I guess I'm going to go with the... Oh. I'm going to go with the Houston.
Ooh. I don't even know who the backup is. Oh, we do know.
Yeah, Davis Mills.
Yeah. That's bad.
It's just
He's
the Titans.
Just as Levis.
It's just
Might as well put in Case Keenum.
Yeah, it could be it might end up in a draw.
Yeah. 38.5 is the over and under. That's kind of interesting. A little low, obviously. So Washington Commanders at Dallas Cowboys. Washington is giving 3.5.
Well, I don't know. Is Lance gonna play? Is Cooper Rush gonna play?
Yeah,
they're still fighting.
I think Rush is gonna play. I couldn't see Lance playing. Doesn't that guy suck? He doesn't get any playing time.
No, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
Ooh, I like this pick. I do like this pick. I'm not sold on the Commanders.
No, either am I.
Yeah. They did look really, really good this year, but I'm not sold on them. I think it's not real. Jacksonville, +5 against the Colts on the road. What do
Give
you
me the
think?
Colts. Give me the Colts. Jaguars are a disaster.
I think Flacco's playing, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, Pat McAfee was going off on Anthony Richardson. Holy smokes. This team's horrible. Didn't he give up on third down and third and goal because he was tired?
It was something like that. I don't know if it was third and goal, but yeah, he had to come off the play because he was tired.
I heard he doesn't go to practices early. He's just cruising. That's the last thing you want from your starting quarterback, young starting quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a diva wide receiver, but not your quarterback.
Yeah.
So you're going Colts -5.
Yes.
All right. So Kansas City +10 against the Denver Broncos. No mercy on this divisional game.
So I'm assuming no one on the Chiefs is playing if it's +10.
Yeah.
Well, it's a must-win for the Broncos. It's literally a must-win. And it's literally the Chiefs do not care about this game.
Well, don't you want to end up 15-1? 16-1. That's pretty cool. But yeah, no, you probably don't want to do it. See, this is the kind of interesting thing they were saying when teams are undefeated and they come into that last game. Oh, should they play or not? There's no pressure on this because one loss or two losses makes no difference, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the lack of pressure when you're undefeated. There's a huge amount of pressure added to it. That's weird, huh?
Yeah, I'll take the Broncos -10.
Yeah, because I don't think the Chiefs don't have a ton of depth or moving parts that they can just plug and play. It's a 3-man show, a 2-man show at the most.
Yeah.
At least. And they're not playing. So you got the Chargers at the Raiders. The Raiders are getting 5.5 at home. Are Chargers sitting players?
No, they're going all out, dude.
And Herbert's going to be careful. It's probably going to be a low-scoring game, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I'll pick the Chargers.
Well, the Raiders are playing for Pierce's job. Doesn't that tickle your pickle?
They're on a nice little 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, which makes 0 sense. I don't get it. And but they're doing it. So you're going to go Chargers, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe the Raiders don't want a good draft pick. That's possible. Pierce
That's how they're playing, Mike.
Yeah, Pierce is sabotaging them. They're like, let's go out there and try to get into the playoffs. Sir, it's mathematically impossible. I don't want to hear that kind of talk. Nothing is impossible. I don't want to hear it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Vanderjack would tell Peyton Manning. Anyways, so the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. My Dolphins are -1.5 with a chance to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, well, Tua didn't play the last game. I'll pick the Dolphins. Jets they're freaking. I don't know what the heck they're doing.
Okay, you sure you don't want to bet on Rodgers?
No.
Rodgers and Devontae Adams? Ugh.
No, I'm good.
Could you imagine that if you put your money on the Jets and then Rodgers plays first quarter and sits out?
They're probably better off if he sits out and put on Tyrod Taylor.
Is Rodgers the quarterback next year?
No.
Ooh. They cut him? Release him?
I think he gets cut.
Wow. Is Tua the quarterback next season?
Yeah, they just paid him. He ain't going nowhere, dude.
They just paid Kirk Cousins too. Seahawks at Rams. Seahawks -3 with no chance to get into the playoffs. -3.
They have no chance, but they'll probably still play their dudes. And I know the Rams they got nothing to play for, so they're probably sitting everyone. I'll pick the Seahawks.
Ooh, yeah. Plus, they're very unhealthy, right?
Yeah.
The Rams,
And they're old, dude. They got an old offense. Cup looks like he's done. Stafford, sometimes he looks young, sometimes he looks old.
Nakua's fragile.
Yeah.
So then, what is this? The Sunday night game, you got Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit -2.5. Which way are you leaning here?
I'm going to Vikings.
Whoa! Holy smokes. I didn't think he would go that way. I guess you're just taking the points.
Yeah, I'm taking the points, and I think the Lions are just banged up, dude.
But I think the Lions need this game so badly.
They need it more.
Yeah, so for me, it's like the Lions got to go all in and win this game, get the bye. But imagine they go all in and don't win.
Ooh,
Then you're banged up and you just killed yourself.
That's like a dagger, dude.
Yeah, that's brutal. I don't know who's going to win that game. It's going to be back and forth. It's going to be a lot of strategy. It's going to be it's going to be down to the wire. I just can't wrap my mind around this Minnesota team. I haven't seen Darnold play all year. And when I do, he's doing amazing things. But I look at the guy and I just can't believe it.
And you
It's
can't
not
trust
real.
them.
Yeah, no, it's just like Sam Darnold's been a joke his whole career. And now you're saying, oh, Sam Darnold, man, I'm going to bet on him. He's really good. He's been a joke for the last 6 years. How do you change your mind about it? How does he become a different person? Even Rich Gannon was good before, and then he became better when he got to the Raiders. But I've seen players that are good and become better, but not players that are jokes and then become legit. Even Baker Mayfield, he was legit. He was not a joke. He was close to becoming a joke, but he was never a joke.
Yeah, him going to the Rams really saved his career.
Yeah, getting into the Rams and beating the Raiders on Monday Night Football really turned his year around. I mean, his career.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a game. Heck of a game. I remember it like it was yesterday. But other than that, what are your takeaways from what are you looking forward to watching? Before you sign off, what is your game of the week? Is that Detroit game, college football, whatever?
I'd say it's probably the Detroit game.
What about you're not looking forward to that Ohio State-Oregon game? Holy
That's
smokes.
a good game. That's there's that one. That's a good game. Even the Notre Dame Georgia one. That one's intriguing.
I almost bought a Notre Dame shirt this week because I'm excited that Notre Dame's there. I want them to beat Georgia, and they got a really good chance.
Yeah,
with Gunner.
Because that and freaking not Notre Dame, Georgia, their QB's out. They're playing with the backup quarterback.
Yeah. So, but that backup quarterback won them the SEC championship. So he ain't a joke either. Obviously, he's at Georgia.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good game, and they're gonna be a little more even now that Carson Beck's not playing. Which way are you leaning there? If you had to bet on it.
I'll take Notre Dame, dude. I think so.
Whoa!
I can't hear what you're saying.
What's the professor saying?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Yeah, that was the heavens opening up for the Notre Dame
Fighting Irish.
Fighting Irish. Yeah, the cathedral got rebuilt. Notre Dame is on top. The president just showed up there, and we're reaching the new year.
You are fake news.
All right. So until next time, we will see you on the 4-time Emmy-nominated show, Get Your Angle Sports, and we will be back with the information and a new college football champion. All right, man. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.